G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today we're going to go through the Week 9 review, Week 10 preview in NBA SuperCoach. As you can see, I'm recording pretty early on. All the games finished about half an hour ago. I was just sitting here waiting, so I thought, well, let's just hit the record button and let's just do the first bit. Let's just do the review, just the top performers. I don't know if the highest week or the highest scoring week will be out, but yeah, very good week in my opinion. I scored a 1303, which was looking at the other the Podmaster group on Twitter, all the NBA content creators there, or Supercoach content creators, and I was fourth or fifth out of 18, which is probably, I think, my highest that I've gotten, and I value those guys' opinion over mine. So I'm pretty happy about getting 1303. I would expect to get in the top 3,000, hopefully 2,500, and I can really leap up in the percentage. But let's go through my team review. Let's not go game day. I always click game day when really I just want to look at my team. So let's start it off with Cade Cunningham. So he played 4 games, 130, which is good, but he probably could have done a lot better today. I can't pull it up here and I can't be bothered. Can I? No, it doesn't matter. He only scored a 28, I want to say. Like he was at 102 and he ended up on 130, which is great. But when you find out that he was on -2 for the majority of the first half, he really could have gotten to about 140 Supercoach points, which, look, I'm not going to complain too much because he's going to be on the chopping block today. Detroit's schedule is a bit crap. I'll just get out of this. Detroit, so they play 3 next week, 3 the week after, 2 the week after that. So it's not very good, but you could probably bring them back, Cade Cunningham back in at around game week, or not game week, it's not EPL, and around week 13. So that's probably to go with him. Yeah, like I said, he had I'd say solid week. He was the 3rd or 4th highest scoring of the round, which is pretty good. I'll get to the top 50 performers very soon. Donovan Mitchell. I love you so much more, which I'll get into very shortly with SC Cup. 116. His last game was, I think it was a bit less than I'd like, but do you know what? I've got the win in the SC Cup, which is great. He's going to make money, I guess. This might be his last week he's on this team. I think he might be the longest lasting guy, except for Flag. On my team, I'll be honest. Like, I haven't had any of these guys since the start. It's kind of funny to see that, like, your whole team, like, a lot of your team changes throughout the year. But Cleveland have 4 next week, then they go 3-3-4-4-2-5. So it's just a little bit inconsistent for me. I reckon next week is going to be the last week he's on my team. I'm trying to look for teams that are starting like they're maybe 2 or 3 game, 4 game weeks in a row. Something like Utah or Toronto. Could get Scotty Barnes back after. Yeah, could get Scotty Barnes. He had a monster game. Had 24 points, 25 rebounds, and like 11 assists. I do want to see that how much he scored in that game. Of course, it was against my Warriors. Ryan Nemhard, a bit disappointing with the 27 over 4 games. I don't know what to do with him because he's going to lose money and he's going to leak cash. I mean, that's the same thing of what I just said before, leak cash, lose money. But I think you get what I mean. Like, I can't afford that. I guess my ins are going to be okay because I don't think he's going to be out this week, but he might be the week after or next week, I mean. Just because I need guys to be making money, like on my bench. Like Renault, which we'll get to in a tick, is a really good reason of why I want him, and I've got him. So He obviously spiked in price. He's made 1.8 mil. Don't know much more we can do. Jamal Murray, 114, which is really good over 4 games. Not much more to really say. He had a good first 3 games and kind of slowed up in the 4th game, I'm pretty sure, kind of similar to Donovan Mitchell and Cade Cunningham, but like you can't complain either. 114 over 4 games is definitely good, which is what, 20, I'm trying to think, 28 points a game, about 27.5. So, look, very good, very happy. Kevin Porter Jr. I wouldn't say disappointing because Giannis came back. You kind of wish that Giannis took another week off, but only scored a 67 out of what he could have made done 95 mil, which means he could have gone up 1.9, which would have been super, super nice. And he could have been at that $12 million mark. Unfortunately, I think he still will. I think he'll probably get around just under 12 mil. And then if I look at the schedule, Milwaukee do have a 4-game this week. So this week might be his last. Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Porter Jr. might be his last. So we'll see what we want to do with him. He's made 1.5 mil, which is nice. Not really much more to report on him. Landry Shamet didn't play. That's fine. He's still injured. I think I'll be finally getting rid of him today. So we'll just see what potential trades we've got. Jokic. Now, if you didn't captain Jokic, very unlucky. I was watching the Insight Sports podcast, and they were mentioning how you could go for some pod play. So you could go with a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or like a Jaren Jackson Jr. who's got no Ja Morant playing with him. I am so sorry if you went with the other guys, but at the same time, you kind of shot yourself in the foot anyways because Jokic, I think just from now on, is the guy to automatically captain on. You don't need to question it. Doesn't matter who he's playing. He could be playing Oklahoma or doesn't matter. Like he put up a 55-point triple-double against Rudy Gobert, who's a 2 or 3-time Defensive Player of the Year guy. So, look, it doesn't really matter who he plays up against. He scored 222 against 4 teams, which is just insane. That's an average of, 55 a game. That's just insane. Huck Porty, I think he's going this week. I think my trades are Cunningham, Shamet, and Huck Porty. Just need to figure out the costs and how much money I have left over. -3, only scored a 1. I mean, I brought him in as just an absolute filler. Anyways, Josh Giddey, a little bit disappointing. 65 over 3 games. He plays for the next 2 weeks. I mean, so are we going to see him again after that? I don't know. Hopefully he bounces back next week, scoring at least 100, which would be nice because he only scored an average of 21 or 21.5 or whatever, however you want to be specific. So a little bit disappointing there. Cooper Flagg, he's been unbelievable. It was projected 104. He's projected to make 690K with that score. I would say it's about around 750K that he's going to make. So he'll be just under 12 mil, which is really nice. He only plays 3 next week, which is fine. So do you question yourself, am I going to trade him? Now, it's not because he's not been performing, but who knows? They play 3 next week, 3 the week after. I know Keontae George played really well. He probably will go up about, I reckon, 1.5 mil. Maybe not as much if he's only making 70K from a 5-point difference from the break even. You could probably swap Flag to Keontae George because they are playing 3 next week, is it? But then they go on a 4-week run where they're just playing 4. So I feel like Keontae George isn't too bad of an option if you wanted to sideways and move some guys around, which would be nice. But sorry, we'll go back to Flag. He's just unbelievable, isn't he? I mean, I didn't see the stats or the scores or what he did, but 117, he was in the top 10 of scoring as a rookie for SuperCoach points. Just really good and really solid. Like I said before, are you going to question going, are you going to keep him for the rest of the year? Because he is capable of getting 117 over 4 weeks. Or are you just going to sell high-ish enough and just play it safe and not get rid of him? Some questions to ask in the future. So, all of them, something Prosper, Maxence, Olivier, Maxence Prosper. That is interesting. He's just got a whole alphabet as his name. He was the decision I made to get instead. I think it was Will Riley. We can just see that, I guess, who did better. But I chose Prosper because of all the injuries that Memphis has. Annoying, it's not as much in the wing position, which I know it's bad to hope for injuries. You kind of want, him to do better. I mean, he's technically going to be making money and he's playing minutes, so hopefully he has a spike game potentially. Jalen Johnson over 3 games, 96. Very, very happy. That's probably what I expected Giddy to get. So I'm happy about that. He's got a good couple of weeks with 10 and 11. I think I might keep him until game week 16 because if he's scoring 96 over 3 games, you can't complain. And I know you could be like trading him to, for example, like in 13 and 12 and 13, who's a decent team. Not really much options. I don't know. You could be trading him. You could be swapping him out for a better option who's playing 4. It's not going to be that bad of an issue. If you've got other problems, get rid of them first over Jalen Johnson. He's like he's my only guy that's got 3 games this week. Let's get rid of him because I want to maximize points and get him later. He has had a good price as well at 20.3 mil, which he's definitely in the top 10 for that. Derek Queen over 4 games had a 90. He's going to be making money. It's going to be similar with Flag. Like he's capable of scoring these high scores. Sorry, I keep flicking the SC live. Capable of scoring like high. Like we saw him score 100 and something points a couple of weeks ago. He scored a 90. Like he's probably that tier below Flag where I'm like, he would be the first one out of the door, really. But look, at the moment, he's doing well. He's playing. He's in some good form. And New Orleans have the next 3 weeks of 4s. So he's a guy that you can definitely keep for the next 3 weeks. Their run's not even too bad. They do have 1 week where they play 2 and no 5s. So you probably want to get rid of him around week 13. And guys you could probably trade to, it's not really great options. Maybe a Boston player like Jaylen Brown, just an example. I can't really think of most of the guys at the top of my head, but yeah, Derek Queen and 90. Maxime Renault brought him in as my main rookie, and I think he's probably the first time since Derek Queen where I've gone, thank God I've brought him in, and he's going to be making me some cash. Obviously, we know Sabonis is out for 4 to 5 weeks, probably 4 weeks now. He's got the starting position in Sacramento, played 3 games of the 65. That's the same score as Giddy, which is really annoying as a Giddy owner at the moment. But yeah, can't complain. I'm very happy about the Renault edition. I think he'll make about 800K, I think. No more. I reckon he'll make at least $1 million, so he'll be at 7.5. Do you go for him? I'm going to say it's not too late to go for him. I think they play 4 next week. I'll just double check as I've got that. Sacramento have 4 next week, so if you want to bring him in and you could probably start him. He'd probably be like your Derek Queen or Kevin Porter Jr., where he's scoring probably around 80, which is fine because if you've got other guys who can outscore him, he can be your flex guy, the guy that gets covered by the flex, and it doesn't really matter. So he's going to be making you money. I reckon it's this week, this trading week. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. this trading week and next week are probably the last times you can go for him because you've only got 4 weeks of Sabonis being out, and he's going to go straight back into the lineup. But hopefully they take their time with Sabonis because I think the injury is not too great. And then Dylan Cardwell's the other guy that I want to go for, trading out Huck 42. I know I'm kind of spoiling my trades already, but yeah. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 131, third highest score. Very, very happy. He's got a good schedule. He's very reliable. Yeah, I don't know much more I could say, I'll be honest. But that's the team. Probably went a bit too quick, but a bit too long, but that's okay. I'll have a look at let's have a look at the top 50 performers of the week. So Jokic far and away, like just so ahead of the rest of the competition when it comes to points. He's got the most total points by 200, like basically 200, which is unbelievable. So very, very sad if you didn't captain him. This 55%, I'm going to assume about 30%, 40% aren't playing, are just there, but I don't know. I don't know how it's all working out, but only 45% of people have Jokic. You need to get him if you don't. Kawhi Leonard, 149. He had an insane game today and broke his career high of 46 it was, or 45 to a 55. It's insane that I don't know. Played 3 games. Houston, Clippers, Detroit, scored 149. Is he a guy to go for? That's not what I wanted to bring up. Probably not. Now, like, if he does this again, then obviously bring him in 16 mil. But I just don't think you can trust this every week. Maybe bring him in when he's got 4 weeks and if, he's got a consistently healthy run that he's had. We'll get to the rest of my team here with Shea, Kay Cunningham, Flag, Mitchell, and Murray. So 6 of the top 8 are in my team, which is really nice. Hopefully yours as well. To be fair, I think it was a high-scoring round because everyone's got Jokic who's on the double. I think it's pretty rare to see that, like, for example, I've got Mitchell, Murray, Cade, and Shea, which is all guards. Some people have Keontae George, and everyone's got Cooper Flag as well. So I think that's why, because I don't think everyone had them, but I did definitely have. I had all of them, those like main 5. But there's surely there'd be one guy who had Donovan Mitchell that did have Donovan Mitchell. But did have Denny Avdija, which I'll get to in a tick. Jalen Duran, Anthony Black, Denny Avdija at 105. I really wanted to bring him in. He'll be probably coming into my side this week. He's got a nice run of games. We've got Zion Kling at 103 with Jaren Jackson Jr. with 103. What was his break even? Will he be making money? Definitely making money. He played. Why is his projected at 59? That's really weird. Well, he's making money. Scotty Barnes with the 3. I traded the wrong guy out, but at the same time, he's not playing 4 next week like Giddy. Would have definitely helped my score, but that's okay. Cat, 100 over 3 games. Edwards, 98. A lot of these guys who are playing 3 games and scoring these high scores is just great. It just really humbles all the guys who are playing 4 games. Derek Queen's the top 20s. Outscored Davis, Bain, Markkanen, Durant, all these guys who won 4, except for Durant who's on 3. Aldama on 84, which is nice. Anyone interesting? Ryan Rollins scored better than Kevin Porter Jr., which is great. Manuel Quickly at 11.8 mil. Yusuf Nurkic has been scoring decent. Is there anyone else? Tim Hardaway Jr. was kind of looking at, but I don't know when Christian Brown or Aaron Gordon get back. So a bit interesting who you would want to bring in. Probably not the worst idea to bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. because he can spot up, I guess. You got Gillespie as well, which made 4.2. 0.8 of you guys have still kept him on, so shout out to you guys. I was definitely a bit too late to go after him now. Jalen Tyson, 72. God, he's actually been like decent. Like he's been such a good money maker for whoever's got him. Jalen Williams, 72. Yeah, so pretty. As much as it was high scoring, there wasn't like there was only 16 players who scored over 100. So obviously everyone had like a lot of people had Jokic, Shea, Cunningham, Flag, Mitchell, and Murray as like high percentage owned guys. But then you've got like Denny of D, who's only got 15. And look at the rest of it, like Scotty Barnes, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Johnson. No, I'm going further. Like there's 16 guys. Like it's just Scotty Barnes and Denny of Dia who have more than like, 3% compared to the rest of them, which is pretty cool. But you kind of wish those like Derek Queen scored a bit more, or some other frustrating guys that didn't do as well. But yeah, that's um, that's the team. That's the play. Like the player overall review. Can we have? Has it updated yet? No, it hasn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait until later tonight, or yeah. So I'm recording this at just before 5. I'm supposed to be going out. Not too late, so I could probably come back and record the second half. I haven't been going out for drinks, so we could probably hear my slurring voice. Maybe later tonight, we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to stop recording now. Give me a couple of hours. Maybe if I'm getting ready in the next like 10, 15 minutes, then I can quickly record the second half. Anyways, yeah. I will talk to you very soon. G'day, guys. I'm back from my night out. I apologise if I sound a bit slurry. I have been drinking a little bit, just to get a little bit personal. I was supposed to go out to the cricket today for the Melbourne Test, but I'm sure as a few of you are known to knowing that that it only lasted 2 days in Melbourne, which is a bit unfortunate. So we thought me and my mates would go out and do our own thing, go out, considering that a couple of the guys took the day off work just to, go to the cricket and, drink a bit of piss and stuff. So apologies if I sound a little bit drunk and slurry. I'll finish off the second half of the video here. I believe that we got through the review, the top 50 performers, and that's probably about it. So we haven't seen this, which is great, which is 307th, equal 307th, I believe, would be out of the whole competition, which is great. With the 1303 score, top 1%, went up 500, basically 600 spots, and I'm at 2,685, which is really nice. I think this is the best week I've had in terms of, performance-wise and score. Definitely score, week 9 score, or just score in general, sorry. But in general, just, I think this is the best performing week in terms of rank. So, and a few things have popped up as I was, on the bus and the tram on the way to the pub that I was off to. So let's have a look at some cheapies. So, thanks. I don't need the congrats. Cheapies, break evens. I was looking on the bus and the tram on the way to the pub tonight, and it was kind of similar to the couple of weeks beforehand where there wasn't much of an option to go for. So, Brook Lopez has lost 5.2 mil, which is quite a bit. But you've got GJ Jackson with minus 12 out of the whole competition. The next couple of guys are Coloco and Lopez, who are at 0. And then Caldwell, Love, Tyus Jones, Colac, Newell, Larson. So in terms of cheap guys, there is really not much option to go for. Considering that Zubac is out, I'll just double check. Have a look here. I think he's out for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So if you've got enough money and you want to kind of take a risk route going with Brook Lopez, then it's not a bad idea, I'll be honest. Out for at least 3 weeks is Zubac here. So probably not a bad idea. Sustained a grade 2 ankle sprain. against the Lakers, and is out for at least 3 weeks. And that was kind of earlier in the week as well. So I reckon if you want to take a punt on a guy who's going to have that starting center role at the moment for the next 3 weeks, I reckon Brook Lopez isn't too bad. Dylan Cardwell, I'm probably bringing in. I'll just see how my week turns out. Gonzalez went up 780k. That's a bit annoying. He's got 3 weeks. Sorry, not 3 weeks. 3 games in this week. But to be honest, there's really not many of that guys that I'm interested in. I think the number one guy is Dylan Cardwell. If you don't have Maxime Renault, go for him first. Then go for Dylan Cardwell. If you want to take a punt on Brook Lopez and you've got the money to get him, go for him. GG Jackson, I'll just double check with how many minutes he's been playing, because I don't really look for what they've been averaging so far. I'm kind of looking at the opportunity that they're given in the games that they're playing. I think they did play yesterday. No, they didn't. Day before. Memphis. Here we go. Sorry, this is going to take a bit of time. And I'm a bit quiet because I kind of want to be, quiet for my own respect. Jackson, where is he? Yeah, 21 minutes. Excuse me, just hiccuped. It's not averaging much, really. But minutes-wise, 21, 22, 30. So the last 3 games been playing. It's not been too bad. So maybe an option if you cannot think of anyone else. He'd have to be like the last option on your bench. It was obviously at 3.5 million, sorry. But other than that, Caleb Love I was kind of looking at, but I'm not too confident on him. Cardwell, I think, he's number one guy to go for if I haven't mentioned that enough already. Tyus Jones, I mean, he's a veteran, so he's probably pretty reliable. He's playing 4 games this week, and he's going up against Indiana twice, Chicago and Toronto. So probably on the easier side of games played. I do not want to click onto him, with all due respect, SuperCoach, but a projected week of 30 isn't that too bad for him. Like, I think he can exceed that with a break even of 4. Gonzalez, I guess you can go for again. There's not really much else when it comes to that. Unfortunately, let's have a look. So something we can look at is ranking. So obviously I went up about 600 places, which is really good. I'll get to actually the SC Cup here, which I did mention in that first recording. Week 9 points, I scored 13.03. Top guy was 13.63. Interesting. Who do you have different to me? So we had the same 3, Cunningham, Murray, and Mitchell. He had Keontae George, who scored a bit more. Flag of Dia, Shea, Queen. Wow, that's a 60-point difference. Oh, do you know what it was? Because I had Giddy and bloody what's-his-face, Kevin Porter Jr. That would have made the difference because Ben Mathurin didn't score that great for his, I think it was 4 game weeks. Yeah, not great. And Keontae just blitzed it. Oh, double Kobe's Kings. Is he the same? Same 4 as I had. Yep. Also had Keontae. Wow, so it was really the Keontae effect. So these guys really jumped early. Jumped 9,000 spots as well. Right. We're going to look at my trades now. Oh, actually, before I go to my trades, we're going to SA Cup. So the reason why I said earlier in the video that I love what's-his-face, bloody Donovan Mitchell, because he basically got me the win in my SC Cup. I'm now ranked 90, which is nice, out of 512 teams. My opponent's 408. So hopefully that means I have a better potential of winning. I don't know if that makes sense in the sentence, but really, we had the exact same team except for Dia and Mitchell went off in those 4 games. I think oh my God, I can't speak. I'm bloody stuttering so bad. Of Dia had a really good last game, but had a really good last game, but his first three were probably not the best. So 3 games, 76 points. I mean, it's better than Giddy, but still, like, you probably want him to do better. He was supposed to get 112. Donovan Mitchell exceeded his by about 25 points, which is really good. Got me the win in the SC Cup, which is really nice. And now I go up against, oh my God, I can't speak. I go up against Dylan here, who has Siakam, Banchero, and Dabdea. I'll be getting rid of Cunningham because he plays 3 this week. And Johnson, this is the really annoying thing and potential predicament I'm in, of if I keep him or not, is that he is not playing the first week. That's why I had it on the, if I go back to Eastern Atlanta, he has kind of been confirmed out through RotoWire that he won't play due to illness, which is really unfortunate. This illness going around against the league is unbelievable. But we're going back to this. So it might be Cunningham, Johnson, and a rookie. I'm potentially thinking, because I've got to think about the guys who are playing 3 games in this upcoming week, wanting to play 4. So looking at that projected the week before is not bad. We've got the price updates as well. So we've got Queen and Flag. Flag nearly being 12 mil, Queen getting above 11 mil. We're going to have to get rid of Cunningham. I'll have a look at the schedule for Atlanta, because if it's 1 game, I don't know if can I survive without what's his face, Jalen Johnson. Because I reckon if he's playing a back-to-back, which he isn't, I reckon he'll be okay for whichever game he's playing after, which is Minnesota at home. Because he's playing away against Oklahoma. Let's just focus on this. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you're going up to the point guard. Cunningham we'll probably see in about 3 or 4 weeks. And let's bring home FDR. So there we go. That's 2.5 mil in the bank that I don't need to worry about, which is good. The problem now, my issue is that I want to get rid of Huck Porty for Cardwell, because I'm probably high about Cardwell, considering that Renault and him are the only backup centers behind Sabonis, who's out for another 4 weeks, which I have mentioned before. There we go, 4.7. So there's about 1.7 left. So if we optimize real quick, I don't want to undo changes. Optimize. If SuperCoach wants to load. So I've got 1296, which is pretty decent. Jokic is the obvious captain to go for. If you don't have him and you can't get him, then Shai's probably the next guy to go for. But I still have Murray, Mitchell, Kevin Porter Jr. The only guy that's playing 3 that I would feel comfortable playing, I need to fix this up real quick. Is Flag there? We'll have you there. No, I don't want to get FD up. That's all right. There we go. I think that's the team that I want to go for. That's with 2 trades, and obviously you want to do 3 trades a week, but I did calculate if I don't do my trade, if I keep 1 trade this week, then I'm okay for the rest of the season with 3 trades plus my boost. But just to be safe, I probably do want to trade. So the options are to win an SC Cup and to do well in, what's it called? I'll have a look. Where is, well, that was my last recording. We'll have a look at that later. If we have a look here, okay, let's not select everything. So really, it's Jalen Johnson playing 3. I know it says 4, but then Flag playing 4. He does miss his hardest opponent with OKC. He plays Minnesota, New York, and Toronto. So it is a couple of harder weeks, but I think that's okay. And we could probably get away with it. I'll go back to this. No, not that. If we were to trade, it would have to be either Nemhard or Shamit. I did do some trading there and was able to find a trade for Nemhard into Sharp. Not Sharp. Oh my God. Dylan Harper, which is close to Sharp. I apologize for me just not thinking straight. Or I'd go with Johnson, who's pretty expensive, into a guy who's starting there, like who's kick-starting their weeks who are playing 4. Now, I did say in the first recording that I think Jalen Johnson's not too bad to go for now, even though he's playing 3 this week, considering his illness. Because he goes 4-3-3-4-3-5, and after that, I'll get rid of him. So I'm kind of tempted to keep him, unfortunately. But if I was to go for teams that I think would be all right, would be Atlanta. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Denver, Chicago, Cleveland, Denver, and there was Golden State as well in that mix. And then it was Miami, Min, not okay. See Orlando. So Miami, Min, yeah, these guys. So my computer's stuffing up as well. So it's a bit annoying there. Phoenix, Portland, SA, Washington. Phoenix, Portland, SA, Washington. So these are the guys I probably want to go for the most. Probably a bit late to mention this, but if you haven't seen the week 10 to 16 schedule breakdown, please do watch that. Kind of comes into play with this. So guys to bring in is a big question. So I've got 22 mil, and this is my third trade, which means, let's say Zion is the guy that I go for. I still have 7 mil, which is pretty nice to go for. But New Orleans, I guess they have 3 weeks back to back to back. If you score 103, his minutes aren't great. Who's likely to come in? Like, most likely to come in? Anthony Black was a decent option to go for. But I'm not moving that stuff around. Just, nah. Oh, I don't know. Could go like Zion, for example, would be an interesting idea because then I have 7 mil to bank on, which would be nice. And then I've got realistically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of the 10 starting guys is Primos. You got KPJ, Queen, and Flag. So if I didn't go the Jalen Johnson option, I still have 1.7. Could go with Nemhard. This was the option I was going to go with. Players I can afford. This was my original option, going with Dylan Harper here. He plays 4 games this week. Got a break even at 20. I'm pretty sure he's got a decent amount of what are they playing? Sure, they're playing today. Do they play today? No. Sorry if I'm going all around the place. But they do have 4 this week. God, they haven't played in a while. Surely here. What? They played like 3 games this week. All right. Surely it's this week. No. I might be blind. There we go. Took me long enough to get there. But geez, how good is San Antonio against Oklahoma City? Just blitzing through them pretty easily. What was I looking at? Oh, Harper, not what's his face. So he's playing 20 minutes the last game that he played. Let's have a look at the stats here and see if it's any decent. Okay, it's not going to give me it here. So if we go to profile, 27, 20, 20, 18, 18 versus points. 7, 12, 4, 1. 12 assists, 2 and 10. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, I did play. So that would be one option when it comes to trading, which I kind of don't mind because if I look at, I'm just going to keep my 2 trades for now. And if I'm super desperate tomorrow morning, then I reckon I might trade Jalen Johnson into another guy who's going to be playing 4 games, and I know he's playing 4 games. And I'm not that I'm prioritizing the SC Cup, but it'd be kind of cool if I did, because it's 12.66, 12.35. He'll be trading away Johnson, Flag. We both have Flag, unless I swap Flag with Renault. I don't know. We'll see. I know these 2 trades are definite. The Cade to Denny of Dihar and then the Huck Porty to Dylan Cardwell trades. Leaving me with 41 here. I think I can use my 1 boost, but I really do want to use my 3rd trade. So I think it's going to be depending on tomorrow morning. It is 11, nearly 12 o'clock as I'm recording this. I'll be getting up early just to see how bad Jalen Johnson's illness is. Or I could explore other guys. Like I could probably go through maybe a GG Jackson. Not GG Jackson. Jesus Christ. Anthony Black is who I'm thinking of. I think Wemby's a bit too early to go for, and especially with their run, I'm not a big fan of. Now they've got 4 this week and 4 next week, but that's 3, 4, 3, 3. And oh, that's my thumbnail. Can you go back, please? There we go. Like they have 3 game weeks in a row in game week 16. So I don't think that's a very good idea to go with Victor. I think I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to decide by tomorrow morning if I trade Nemhard or Johnson, because I feel like 1 game out of 8 is not too bad to keep on. Even though I'm trying to prioritize points. If he can score a 96, I would definitely take that. And if my opponent in SC Cup trades him out as well as Kate Cunningham and Co. and beats me, that's fair enough. I'm trying to go long game. What we can do real quick, which I've completely forgotten, is most traded in and out we can do very quickly. I'm so sorry that this video is going to go very long. So most traded out, Kate Cunningham makes a lot of sense. Their schedule's horrible with 3 this week, 3 next week, and then 2 the week after. You probably want to get rid of. Ryan Nemhard as well, not a bad idea to get rid of. He's going to be leaking cash for you. If I can't get, I most likely will be going Nemhard to Dylan Johnson. I'm getting my 2 names mixed up. Dylan Harper is definitely the guy I'll be going for. So I think Nemhard's the definite to get rid of. Conker I don't know much about. He's playing 4 this week, breaking the 73. I don't know. If you're confident, if you can, I think you can get past 78. So unless you need to get rid of someone, then 100% get rid of them. Maybe his past couple weeks where he's gone 15, 13, 16, 19, 35, which is a good spike game, 14, 26, another spike game. Yeah, 4, 2, 6, 9. Out of the 9 games, he had 2 over 20 or even over 17. So if you can trust him playing a good week, then go for him. Jalen Johnson went over through it again. He's got an illness, but I would probably only get rid of him if you've got no one else to get rid of, and you're going to prioritise points and trades. Get rid of him. Edgecombe, I've said this for the past like month and a half. Just get rid of him as soon as you can. Walsh, probably the same. I don't trust Boston and how they run their rotation stuff. Maxi's interesting. I don't understand why people had him in the first place because I'm pretty sure he only played 3. But yeah, I probably would be trading him in. It's probably, I think, towards the back end of the year. Philadelphia. They've got 3 this week, 4-3. Yeah, I might be planning on getting him week 13. So keep an eye out on that. Ace Bailey, fair enough. If you want to get rid of him, get rid of him. Shengun only plays 3, but he's got a good schedule afterwards. So it depends if you're really like desperate to get rid of him. And Kevin Porter Jr., he's still got a little bit of money to make, but he's not doing 109. I'm going to say he's probably going to get to around 80. So probably expect that to be 100K. He'll be gone next week, in my opinion, as he should. Most traded in we can look at here. GG Jackson, there is really not much options to trade out. So if he's the only guy you can think of, bring him in. Same with Anthony Black. He does play 4 this week. Toronto, Indiana, Chicago, and Indiana again. It's a really easy 4. I could actually trade, what's his face, Johnson to Paolo Banchero, because they are 4 easier matchups. Not that I really focus on that, but not a bad idea to think about. Edwards plays 4. I'm pretty sure they've got an okay schedule. 4 this week, 4 next week, 3-3, and then 3 4s in a row. Not a bad idea. Victor Wembanyama, I think he's a week too early because I don't know if he's still going to be playing off the bench. They play Cleveland and New York away, and then they play back at home in San Antonio, home, Portland away. So it is quite a bit of traveling for Victor and his calf. So I'm going to say no. Projected to lose money. Could probably go from next week. Not a bad idea. Jamal Murray, him and Denny Avdija are guys that are not too late to trade in. So if you got one and the other like I did, it's not too bad of an idea to go for Denny Avdija right now if you brought in Jamal Murray. Same vice versa because they're pretty similar in price as well. Caleb Love as well. He's got a break even of 2. I just don't know how much I trust Portland and their rotations and stuff because he's probably like a 3rd string point guard, shooting guard. We'll see. Donovan Mitchell, probably a bit 1 or 2 weeks a bit early to trade him. I probably wouldn't trade him. Giannis is probably the same with Victor. To be fair, they are playing Charlotte, Washington, Charlotte against Sacramento. So we did see early in the year that he did miss out, I think, a Charlotte game. It was a really bad team game where it was basically a rest game. So if you are bringing him in, you've got to really make sure that, okay, well, he's going to miss probably at least 1 game out of these 3 weeks. Coming back from injury, he'll be the guy probably not to go for. Dylan Caldwell, I talked about. I think he really should be higher on this list. Playing 4 games this week. He's got a break even of, I think, 10 or even lower than that. I think he's a guy to go for, in my opinion. And Shea, if you don't have him, bring him in now. So that's most traded in and out. I can record a video tomorrow morning, kind of updating you guys on what my trades are going to be. Captain, if you've got Jokic, go with Jokic. If you don't have Jokic, then probably go with Shea. Guys on my team are playing 4. I'm not too sure. But Jokic will probably be the savior of the team at the moment. What is his break even, actually? 138. He's expected to make 600K. Interesting. So tomorrow, I'll see how bad Jalen Johnson's illness will be. Brad Rowland of the Lock on the podcast. Okay, we'll see how if it's because it says it's he's just out in general for tomorrow morning's game. Where is Atlanta? They're playing OKC at home. Yeah, I'm not going to trust it. So I probably am going to. No, I won't trade him. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm probably going to end this off very soon, unfortunately. It's just weird. How does he already pick up an illness? Oh, wait, that was on the 28th. Don't worry. I think he's going to be staying for one game. I think I can survive with one game without him, unfortunately. So that probably means that Nemhard or probably Nemhard will go to Dylan Sharp. I keep saying Dylan Sharp. It's Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper's the guy that I'm going to be thinking of going for. So I'll do it. No matter what, I'll be making an update video for you guys for my trades. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what question you guys have. I'm so sorry that I've yapped on for nearly half an hour of this second half one and probably the first half. Mind you, I have been drinking a little bit, so hopefully you guys have been staying along and can understand a little bit my slurriness. But yeah, let me know how you guys went during the week. Let me know how you guys are. Let me know your trades, your changes, anything going into next week. Let me know anything. If you need help with anything, obviously, let me know. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. New Year's next year, which is only a day or 2 days away as I'm recording this at 12:03 in the morning. Hopefully, guys, you have a good New Year and happy holidays. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.